Office of Trump's defense secretary held call with China on January 6, 2 days before Milley's controversial call, according to two sources familiar with the matter. In a previously scheduled call on January 6, Deputy Assistant Defense Secretary for China Chad Sbragia spoke to his Chinese counterpart, in what one former U.S. official described as a routine exchange leading into the impending transition between two presidential administrations. In the days since the revelation of Milley's January 8 call, as well as one he had in October, Sbragia's former boss, then acting Secretary of Defense Chris Miller, has been among the fiercest critics of Milley. In a statement on Wednesday, Miller accused Milley of a disgraceful and unprecedented act of insubordination that violated the inviolable principle of civilian control of the military, and has insisted that he did not and would not ever authorize such engagements. Milley's calls are detailed in Peril, a forthcoming book by The Washington Post's Bob Woodward and Robert Costa. The verbal brief I got back seemed pretty innocuous, the former official added, but said, Milley wasn't always the best at doing great coordination. Multiple former U.S. officials said there almost certainly was not a transcript of the call, just notes taken by staffers. Those notes, along with an official readout, were shared with the intelligence community and the interagency, according to the current defense official.
Milley on Friday defended the calls he placed to his Chinese counterpart during Donald Trump's final months in office as perfectly within the duties and responsibilities of his job as the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, The Wall Street Journal reported. These are routine calls in order to discuss issues of the day, to reassure both allies and adversaries in this case, in order to ensure strategic stability, Milley told reporters traveling with him on a military jet, the newspaper reported. A December meeting in the lead-up to Milley's January call, the first former U.S. official said, I discussed with his staff that this is a good opportunity to remind the Chinese that any transition period should not be viewed as an opportunity for Chinese adventurism. During this period, it was a good and responsible thing to do. At the time, Miller had been in office for only a matter of months. Former President Donald Trump dismissed Defense Secretary Mark Esper following the election and installed Miller and a handful of other officials on an acting basis in the final 60 days of the administration. Now, even amongst Milley's critics, there seems to be little controversy over the content of the January exchange, as described by both Woodward and Costa as well as other sources. The October call, along with his January 8 call, Peril, documents another back-channel call Milley placed to China's top general, Li Zuoqing, in October. Milley initiated that call due to intelligence suggesting China were growing increasingly concerned that the U.S. was going to attack them. According to multiple sources familiar with the matter, Milley sought to calm Li by reassuring him that the U.S. was not considering a strike. The call was a sophisticated and appropriate action taken to reduce risk with Chinese based on clear evidence and facts that Chinese had made a gross conceptual miscalculation, the former U.S. official said, not an offer by Milley to tip off the Chinese of an impending attack, as some critics have read the account of the call as laid out in Peril. Generally, you and I have known each other for now 5 years, Milley said in the October 30 call, according to Woodward and Costa. If we're going to attack, I'm going to call you ahead of time. It's not going to be a surprise. It's not going to be a bolt out of the blue. If there was a war or some kind of kinetic action between the United States and China, there's going to be a build-up, just like there has been always in history, Milley told Lee, according to the book. Peril also details a secret meeting Milley convened in his office at the Pentagon 2 days after the January 6 attack at the Capitol, in which Milley went over the procedure for launching nuclear weapons, telling top military officers they needed to consult him before proceeding with any order. No matter what you are told, you do the procedure. You do the process. And I'm part of that procedure, Milley said, according to the book.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.